before, we decided we wanted to cultivate more safety, peace, love, alignment, and excitement through our art and our art practices.
So here we are sharing our journey with you, and we're so excited you're here. We hope you enjoy our conversations. They're honest, raw, just two friends talking to each other about the realities of life and creativity. We're so excited for you to join us and be along with us for the journey.
Week 15.
Woohoo!
We have almost made it to summer break
Today is the last day of school
for our kids.
And yeah, we're there. We're here.
We've got like an hour left.
Whether we're ready or not.
Oh my gosh. Were you able to draw or paint or think creatively this week?
Were there any thoughts this week? That's the question. So I didn't paint, but this week was crazy, but I did crochet.
Oh, good.
Which I was thinking about it, and it was like, some weeks you don't have the bandwidth or the time or anything. And we talk about this all the time. It's okay to do, to have other things that you can fall back onto. And anyways, so I crocheted. I didn't have like the bandwidth to create something from nothing. And so creating something with the help of another material, like that was just what
just
I needed
like
this
following
week.
a rhythm.
The rhythm, that was super helpful. It was like
good.
Intentional, calming, like bring me back, all those good things and healthy things for your body and your brain and your creativity. Like it wasn't fully like me thinking up something and then creating it from nothing, but it was the act of making something, right?
I love
building on something. So
it's interesting because when we started this, we're like, it's an art challenge.
Yeah,
we're gonna make art every week. Like that's our goal. But what it's really come to is just letting ourselves be creative every week
in
and
whatever way that we need to be.
Because exactly. I mean, the real goal is not to make a piece of artwork every week. Like we weren't like, we're gonna have 52 pieces of art by the end of this. It's just cultivating that safety of showing up for yourself and being really real and aligned with what you need, what's supporting you.
Checking in with what you need sometimes I think is so like the hardest work. That's most of the work, right? Like it's so hard to stop and know what you need in the moment, right? A lot of times I remember myself, I can look back and be like, oh, I needed that, like I needed to take a deep breath, or I needed a moment, or I needed this or that. But in the moment, it's really difficult. And so I think that's also part of this, like what we're learning through this is practicing being able to check in the moment and see what we need.
Especially when you grow up or are like, how do I say this? Like constantly checking other people, like what they need, and like caretaking and taking care of others, and like making sure that the people around you are okay, which I feel like happens a lot, especially for women.
Caretaking mentality can be really hard to switch out of.
And then that leads to burnout and not really actually being able to be there for the people you care about.
Yep.
It's taking the oxygen mask for yourself first. It's coming
exactly.
back to like, what do I actually need? How do I support myself? How do I give myself what I need so that I can show up for other people, if that's what you want to do, if that's part of your life and your goal and what you actually want to maintain in your life. I mean, I think some relationships are it's hard to move away from, but
well, but we've all got relationships that we show up for, right?
Exactly.
And so if we want to show up as our best selves, then we need to make sure that we're actually taking care of ourselves and our needs, and not just letting that kind of fall to the background. And there's some, you can't just always be taking care of only your needs, and you can't only be taking care of only other people's needs, right? There has to be that balance, that crossover. And so it's figuring out what that looks like for you and how that all works. And this art challenge has been really helpful in that, in the checking in and seeing what I need, and like
Yeah, it's like
that's
forcing us to actually
yeah.
do something nice for ourselves, and but being like really real about it.
Right.
Really
Yeah.
real about like, is this helping? What is this accomplishing? Like,
Yeah, I have this amount of time or this limited,
yeah.
bandwidth, brain space, time, whatever it is. And so
Mm,
what is the thing that would best serve me in the moment, like that I need the very most? Like what is that and how can I get that?
yeah. Ugh, I love it. No,
Hmm.
that's so great. I'm so glad that you let yourself check in and actually do what you needed this week. Like,
Hmm.
I feel like that is such a win,
Thank
like
you.
that's such a victory. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like starting at the beginning of this, we would have beat ourselves up.
Yeah, or tried to force ourselves into doing something that may
Yeah,
not have been actually what we needed or even beneficial, to
right. Which
just
is not,
cause more stress.
yeah, not
Yeah.
the point of
Right.
this. And I love that, like, week 15, like, still pretty early into it, we're
Yeah.
already seeing that.
Seeing that difference. Yeah.
And I love it. I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's really great.
Thanks. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's been surprisingly so helpful in different ways than we even
E-
we couldn't have predicted,
No,
right?
we couldn't have. We couldn't have. We were not expecting, yeah, not expecting that at all, but I think it's beautiful.
Yeah. What about you? How was your week? Did you create this week?
I did. So I actually did something huge
Oh, tell me.
for me, at least.
Yeah.
Um,
I love that.
I know. So it's gonna sound a little silly if you haven't listened to any of our other episodes, but I used the big piece of fancy watercolor paper
Oh,
this week.
man.
So what's funny is, well, okay, it's not funny, but throughout this experiment, um, it's been really cool because I've let myself take small steps
Yeah.
that have built on each other to
Mm.
the point that I could actually use the expensive, nice, high quality paper because that's something that I have had lots of limiting blocks and beliefs
Mhm.
about.
Yeah.
Growing up in a way that was like, you save money and
Scarcity mindset,
you
right?
don't, yeah, like you don't spend a lot of money on yourself, you are really frugal, like all of these things. And
Yeah.
using the expensive paper or the paint, which is interesting because I had already purchased it, it was just sitting in my
Waiting for you.
house for like years. I
Yeah.
mean, the paint
Yeah.
I had that before my daughter was born. Like I've had it for a
Oh,
long time, and my
yeah.
paintbrushes, and then just didn't use them
Yeah.
because of this fear of wasting it.
I won't have enough. I won't get more.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
it's so silly. Like
Yeah.
it's real,
It
and I'm
is.
not
It
the
is.
only person that has gone through
N-
this or is experiencing this. Like it's
No.
a
I feel the same way. Like I have
yeah.
that same fear every time I pick up my pad of pastel paper. It's expensive.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it's a
expensive.
thing. And same, I do watercolor, not
Mm,
currently right now, but I
yeah.
have the expensive paper too, and it's still in
It's
the
still
package. It's
sitting
like
there. It's just not using it.
yeah.
Yeah, and I find it really funny that I had like bought watercolors and I had bought the watercolor paper, but then my entire life I've always told myself, you're not good enough to watercolor. You can't
Mm,
watercolor. This is not for you. Like other painting mediums, fine. Watercolor, no.
mm.
Did I let myself paint with other traditional mediums? No. But like watercolor was like top tier. You can't do it.
Wow, it's so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so with this, it's like, okay, I'm going to watercolor and I'm going to use the fancy paper, but I didn't just jump in, like, didn't dive headfirst in.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
Dip your toe a
dip my
little bit.
toe a little bit. But what's interesting is I realized this morning, I was thinking about it before we got to record, and I I realized I kind of a little bit tricked myself into it. Like I
Mm.
used that scarcity mindset and I was like, how do I use this to help myself so that I can start?
Whoa, tell me how you did that, please.
Okay. So I ended up sketching on my iPad
Yeah.
instead of on paper. And which part of that was comforting because I was a digital artist, and so that felt like a safe space for me, and that felt comforting with taking the step towards doing something new, right?
Yeah,
So
right.
it's like some safety with some new and some scary.
Yeah, it's a good combo to get you
Yeah.
movement, right?
Yeah. Like I didn't have to be all in one or like or nothing, you know, it's just
The image that came to my mind was, in Mulan when
hmm
they're the guys all come to the lake, to go take a bath, and the big guy, he like dips his toe in, it's like ding,
Ding.
and then he like jumps and it's this big tidal wave.
Yes.
Oh,
I love that.
sorry,
Such a
keep
good
going.
movie. Um yeah, so I had to then print out my sketches,
Yeah.
right? And so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do 4 small sketches so that I'm not
Mm.
just using one sheet of fancy paper. I can cut it into four pieces, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then but then I had to print out my sketches. So
Yeah.
that's I used printer paper. Okay, it's
Mm.
not the fancy paper, but it's still part of that like scarcity mindset. I use supplies.
Yeah.
Okay. So I used the supplies and then I took the fancy paper, I cut it into 4 pieces. So
Yeah.
it's not
So it went
pristine,
farther.
it's not
Yeah.
new, it's no longer safely in the packaging.
Mm.
It's like, okay, I've already like tainted it.
Yeah.
I've already used it to some extent. It's cut. Um, and then if I don't do all 4 of them, I'm wasting the printer paper. I'm wasting this paper. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm committed. Like I have to use it now because otherwise I am wasting it.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, okay, I've like tricked myself into just getting started.
I love that.
I've like used my limiting beliefs against myself. But
That's great.
I know,
Brilliant.
I know. Hilarious.
Mastermind.
But it was in this way of I'm not gonna let myself stay stuck in that
Yeah.
limiting belief place. It's like, okay, I'm gonna use that to start training myself
Oh,
to
I love that.
be safe and okay with painting. Because by the end of it, it's like I have 4 paintings.
Haha.
And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, let's do it again.
I love that. It was just
Mm,
like one really small act,
yeah.
right? One like sending this to the printer, boop,
Yep.
uh, cutting the paper, boop,
Yep.
and then it built on each other
Yep.
and built up to create that. That was brilliant. I love that. It was a way to go.
Thank
So
you.
proud of
Thank
you.
you. I just like manipulated myself. It's fine. It's totally cool. But then by the end of those first 4 paintings, it was like, oh, okay. Well, now I get to like sketch on my iPad again. Fun.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then, print it out wasn't so scary because I'd already proven to myself that I could,
Could
that
do
wasn't a
it.
waste.
Yeah,
I
right.
could use it. And then when it came to cutting the paper, it was again like there was like instead of this, okay, I'm using the fancy paper. It was like, oh, okay, I'm excited. Like we gonna do this
Yeah.
again. Like I've already proven to myself that I could do 4 paintings that I liked and that were
Yes.
and not even that the end result was good, but just how much fun
Mm.
I had doing it, which I don't know that I would have paid attention to that
Mm-hmm.
if we weren't doing this.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It would have all been the end product. But because we were
Totally.
doing this, it was like, no, pay attention to how you feel while you're painting. Pay attention to quality of life that brings, like the
Mm-hmm.
full picture.
Yeah. Intentionally paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then when it came time to, yesterday was it's my last painting day before my
Summer.
daughter's
Yeah.
home for summer break. And um, I'd gotten the sketch ready the day before, like transferred onto my fancy paper, sat down to paint, got through, like my alarm went off to go go to school and pick her up. And I came home and I just, walked back into my office and looked at it and was like, oh my gosh, I used the full sheet of paper. I didn't cut
Yeah.
it and I had no anxiety over it.
Wow.
It was just like it happened. And I was like,
I did it.
oh, and it wasn't scary and like it was okay.
Hmm. I love that. And I feel like, but if you hadn't done those small steps, it would have held that
Yeah.
anxiety. It would have held that, like,
Yeah.
what have I done? Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Right.
But because you took those little baby tiny steps leading
Mm-hmm.
into it and
Mm-hmm.
creating those small pockets of safety. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't like this big, huge thing that you didn't do the full on tidal wave jump,
Right.
you know, you dipped your toe again and again and again.
Yep.
And like went a little bit farther. It was just so gradual that by
Yeah.
the time you actually got to this point, then you had already built that foundation of safety and excitement and joy and intentional paying attention of, you know, the
Yeah.
quality of life and how it's affecting you. And so you knew that, and so it was already tied to that by the
Yeah.
time you even worked on the full page, you know.
Right. It was cool. And it was cool too because you know, going back to that first page that I cut into 4, the first 2 paintings I did, I didn't like them. They weren't great. But then because I'd already cut it into 4, I had to keep going.
Yeah, gotta
Yeah.
gotta use them.
And then I told myself, okay, any paintings that I don't like, that paper is then used for gouache.
Oh, nice.
So it's not wasted.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
go over it.
okay, great. Now I have gouache paper.
Love
Like it's
that.
watercolor paper until it becomes gouache paper, right?
Perfect. Another
Until
layer of
it's
safety,
yeah,
another layer of comforting yourself, you know, like
tricking myself into like this is okay,
I love
so
it.
that I can take the next step forward. But then that, you know, it's never with that mindset of okay, I'm going to trick myself to be okay with this, so I can stay stuck there.
Yeah.
It's with that moving forward.
No, I really like that because I like the mindset that you had with it, because it wasn't you beating yourself up like, well, I just got to use it because I just got to get out of that mindset.
Yeah.
But you really held yourself where you were at.
Yeah.
And worked with that, and you were gentle with yourself, and you didn't try to force yourself out of your limiting beliefs all at once, or, you know, or judge yourself for it, you know, and be like, I'm so bad because this is, you know, holding me back or whatever. It wasn't negative.
Right.
It was a very positive, like, okay, I have this thing, this fear.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna, how can I help it just a little bit?
Yeah.
How can I help myself just a little bit? Because I really want to move forward. So how can I do that in a way that's safe and comfortable for me where I'm at right now?
Yeah. And it's sustainable.
Yeah.
If I had just been like, nope, I'm getting out that full piece of paper and I'm going to paint on it, and then I did it, and if it had turned out the way that my first painting had turned out,
yeah,
I would have been like, I can't do that again.
Yeah.
I can't do that again. I wasted it.
Yep.
and it would have just fed that limiting belief. It would have just fed that fear,
would have
and that block
greater, bigger.
It made us stronger.
Ooh, this is so good. This is so good.
I know. It's like, anyways, I'm feeling very proud of myself this week.
You should. I'm proud of you too.
Piece of paper, but even more than like actually painting on the big piece of paper is I had taken those steps that it wasn't scary anymore.
The process is what you're to be proud of, because that's huge.
Yeah.
That's the mark of real growth.
Yeah.
That it's the growth. You grew so much.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. And I like how this painting's turning out, so that's also fun.
Yes. Bonus cherry on top.
Exactly. It's not the point, but it does feel nice.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm super excited to see. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm really excited to see it and see the product. I'm sure it's just gorgeous, because your paintings always are. So,
well, thank you. Aside from those first 2, but it's fine.
I still think they're gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll show you. I'll show you after this. It's like halfway done.
Nice.
It needs a few more hours, but it's fun.
So fun. Well, this was a successful week, I would say.
I agree. Good job.
Way to go. So if you're needing the reminder that you don't have to jump all in with the big tidal wave, this is your reminder. Just one little step at a time. Look at where you're at with gentleness and love and acceptance, and know that it's okay. It's okay to be where you're at. And you can do those little steps that will help you in your journey of growth.
Just take it one day, one moment at a time.
That's right. And we'll be here next week.
See you then.
That's it for today, friend. Thanks for spending this time with us. We hope you're leaving with a little more light, a little more peace, and maybe even a nudge to go be creative, just because it brings a little more joy to your life. If anything in this episode spoke to your heart, sparked a thought, or made you smile, we'd love it if you'd follow the show, leave a quick 5-star review, or share it with someone who might need a little creative encouragement too. And remember, your creativity matters. Your voice matters. You matter. We're cheering you on always. Until next time, keep making, keep softening, and keep showing up as your whole beautiful self.